Okay, so this video is about replacing your cable ends on a battery, especially on a diesel engine. They get all screwed up and dirty, and so rather than go back all the way to the bottom where these connect on the engine, which is a pain obviously, I just put new terminals on them, and I'm going to show you pretty much how to do that. But I wanted to show you my diesel. It's a Ford F350. What I've done, so I've replaced all these with new lug ends, and then I've used marine terminals to connect them to, which is what I do in my car business. I own a car lot, and this is what we do when we replace terminals on even our cars. I don't use those terminals that have the two bolts attached down on the cable. So I just put new terminals on everything, and then I use a marine terminal to attach them to. And this way, actually, with the lug, if the terminal goes bad or the connection here, and you feel like you want to replace that, which normally I don't because it lasts a long time, then you just take the nut off here and put a new marine terminal on there, and then tighten it back down. So it's really easy to replace if you have to. And it's the same deal if you have to change the battery. You just unbolt the lugs. This one's a little dirty. This has probably been I don't know, probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years since I put these on there. That one, for some reason, look, these are all clean. That one's got some debris, and these are all clean. Kind of wonder why that is. I don't know, but yeah, that's on my big truck, so I don't have any problem with the batteries, because those terminals do get messed up and they won't allow you to start your engine. So anyways, I'm gonna cut off. I'll pick it back up here when I show you how I do all these. See ya. All right, so I'm going to show you how to put these ends on here on the battery terminals. This is the tool I use right here. You get it from Harbor Freight. It's about 50 bucks on sale, maybe a little bit cheaper. I've got one of these at work that I use all the time, but I bought one for the house here in the garage. Comes in a kit. And so, yeah, it's kind of expensive just to replace a battery terminal. But this is what you end up with all the time, right? Which really is not very good. I mean, that's not really a great connection. And so this is your factory terminal. Is that how they come? Which obviously is a better connection. So here's your battery terminal that I use, which is a marine terminal. So I usually get rid of this right here because I want to tighten it down tight. I don't want to have to use that. And then I will put, in this particular case, it's a 3/8 nut. So once I get my lug on there, that fits right over. And then, tighten it down. And you can put 2 or 3 of those on there. Okay, so now, all right, so we've got this end that I've stripped back, just to give you an example. Now some of these lug ends, you can get all kinds of these on eBay and Amazon. So I keep quite a few of these around. I keep a big bag around at these at the shop, which I brought a couple of these to the house to use. Okay. And I will tell you, on the big ones, I've had to actually knock this one down just a little bit to get in between the jaws here, to get the big one in there, because the big one actually just kind of barely fits in there. And so once you get that down, crimped a little bit, you can put one of these like this back in there if you wanted both sides to look like the top one. But typically it works on the big ones. You don't have to do that, but you can. But on the smaller ones, you may want to go back and add a bottom. You can do anything you want on the bottom. You can put one of those in there. They got some bigger ones here, which are probably better to use the bigger one. See? So then you pretty much just put this in there. Let me close this up a little bit. So I'm gonna tighten up this, And then you can see the jaws coming together, see? And so I'm gonna have my clamp in there. I'm gonna tighten it up. And this is just so useful when you have it on the truck, obviously, okay? Because, I mean, I've got another one that you can use. It's manual. You just hit it with a hammer, and it does that. But obviously, how are you going to do that on the truck, right? So then, you just push your cable in there. Let me see, get a better angle here. Push your cable in there. Okay. And then go ahead and crimp it down. And just take it as tight as you can. So you're compressing that lug. Okay. Oh, so look what's happening. See how my two jaws are coming together? And so, which is okay in most cases, but you don't really, you want to, so that actually ends up being too big. So I'm going to go back and put a smaller one in there because I want to make sure my cable's good and tight and let this thing do its job. Okay, so I'm going to tighten it back up. I'll show you, I'll put the cable back in there. No big deal. So tighten this back up a little bit. Put the lug back in there. Tighten up the rest of the way. Wow, and even that one, look, even that one's too close. But I can compress, and so, look, so there's a gap in between there. And now there's no gap. So I think I'm even gonna go to a smaller one. In this case, I could almost, left the flat one in there. But let me just put this one back in there. So obviously once you do one, you kind of know what you got to do. So I'm going to put this back together. Okay. Now I've got a pretty good gap, right? So now I'm going to make sure I'm all the way down on my lug, and so I'm as tight as I can go, but I still got a little gap. See the gap? Okay. So I'm satisfied with this now. And look at this. Look at this terminal. Look. Dude, that's what you want right there. Okay. So now, here's my, now some of these lugs, like this lug, will not fit over. So you can buy these with bigger holes. Because these terminals that I used to get, these marine terminals used to have actually a smaller lug. So I bought these for a smaller lug. But in the meantime, here I'll show you pretty much all you gotta do. Let me find my drill. I'll be right back. Stand by. Okay. No big deal. Get my drill. Okay. Now, I would also suggest, okay, when you drill this, don't use your hands to hold it because it will kick out. Okay, so then you just got to drill this out just a little bit. Okay, now it will fit over. Will fit over the terminal that I just dropped. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to go to the next size. Okay, hold on. more. Drill that side out a little bit. Oh, it's being ornery. Okay. I'm just trying to go as little as possible. Just want to leave as much meat on there as I can. Okay. So then, yeah. So that's it. Now you can put, you could put a washer on top of it if you want. That's okay too, right? And then once you get that on your battery terminal, once you get, this part on your battery, you can tighten the nut down as tight as you want. And that dude ain't going nowhere, okay? So there's the best process you can do for a diesel truck, especially. And if you got a diesel truck, you don't mind spending $50 for this, because I guarantee it'll save you in the long run on a diesel truck. So anyways, just give you a heads up. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll catch y'all later. Bye now.